Okay. Okay, I'm live. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Um, so this is the RAM. I don't know how else to start this. I'm just gonna get into it. So, um, this is the RAM. I'll explain the different parts real quick. So this is the input and output right here. This is the input line. This is the output line. Right here, these are the quote unquote micro instructions for like using the RAM, just making it work. So this is where all the you control it from. So there's really only like 5 inputs to control this thing. 3 of which are clears, one of which you never even really have to manually activate. Well, none of these anyway. That's neither here nor there. I can get more into the details later, but yeah, these are basically the instructions for it. So or whatever micro instructions. So this is the read function right here. This reads the row, like this block or these 2 command blocks read the row. These 2 command blocks read the column, or like it fills the column and fills the row. All right, hold on. Let me back up. Let me just, before I get myself fucking confused. Hold on. I'm not gonna explain this right now. I'll explain it more later if you guys want, but let me just show you guys. So this is the read, this is the save / write, whatever you want to call it. And this is the like clear cell. So if you want to just clear an individual cell, you can clear it. But I also have this if I want to clear it all at once, because it's 256 bytes. Clearing all that like one at a time would be a hassle. So anyway, this one you don't have to worry about. These are the decoders right here. So this is the row decoder. So basically this decides what row we're going to save on. And the top one is the column decoder. So that decides what column we're going to save in. So of course, if you put those 2 together, you get a grid, and this is the grid. So the byte itself gets saved like this, it gets saved in the depth, right? So it saves it just from here and clones it to wherever it needs to in the RAM. So the byte gets saved like that. So anyway, so this is the grid right here. So we have our 0, 0 is at the top, and then we go down the grid that way, down that way, and we have our row 14, 14. But I don't know if you can see that white block. These are like it goes down to here. This is the 15th. As you can see, it's right here. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. You get the idea. So this is just to label everything, label all of the RAM slots or RAM cells, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, bottom decoder. This is for the rows, and this is for the columns. You put them 2 together. And I have a few command blocks coming out of them that basically just input to these AND gates. So there's 2 sets of AND gates. There's the write set of AND gates, and then there's the read set of AND gates. So how this AND gate works is basically, so it says this is the ROM for filling rows. So basically what happens is one of those command blocks up there takes this row of redstone blocks and puts them like on this row, for example. So it would clone it to this row and put a redstone block at all of these. And then the other one for the columns would take this column of white blocks and place it wherever it needs to in the line. So if we had, like, for instance, it works just like a graph. So if we had this row, for example, with this column, well, the only one that's going to activate is this one, because it's an AND gate. So I don't know how else to describe it. If you know what an AND gate is, you get the idea. If you don't know what an AND gate is, just honestly just look it up. You honestly probably shouldn't even be watching this video anyway, because this probably is, you don't know what I'm fucking talking about. But anyway, not that this is insanely complex. It's just, if you don't know, you don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically how it works. So like I said, one AND gate for the write and one AND gate for the read. And so like these command blocks, for the write, essentially all this does is it clones the input right here to the relative cell wherever it needs to. So like this one is gonna grab that input, like specifically from that spot, and clone it to this cell. Whereas this one's gonna grab the same input and clone it to this cell. So like that's how that kind of works. Anyway, side note, all of these command blocks are relative like coordinates. So theoretically, you can clone this all multiple times and you can have multiple RAMs and you don't have to do a thing. It's just going to work. As long as everything's in the right spot relative to one another, like as long as the decoder, the AND gates, these inputs, and like these like things, as long as these are relatively in the spot they need to be, this will work. And you can just clone it multiple times. None of these use hard coordinates, so it's not like slash fill, you know, or hold up, what? Slash or clone. It's not a hard coordinate like this. It's all relative. So anyway, so that's pretty cool. All of the command blocks are, by the way. Not a single one is a hard coordinate, which took a lot of time to do, but it wasn't too bad. It honestly took me like I think a day to build this. Anyway, so yeah, that's what the write does. So the read clones the relative cell to the output. So it's going to clone whatever's like this read right here will clone this cell, and it's always going to output to right here on the output line, which is kind of neat. So you have a specific input and a specific output. So if you wanted to hook this up to like see, I have other shit over there. So if I'm gonna hook this up to that stuff, or if I want to like hook this up to something else, it's always like I can read and write from my RAM in the same spots. So like if I don't know, if something's like over there and I don't want to get a relative coordinate, because like realistically this is RAM, like when you think about it in a real computer, it's all like modular. So that's the idea of this, is to make it modular. So that's why I have a specific input and output. So anyway, you get the idea. I'll go into a little bit more detail about this though now that you kind of have an understanding of what's going on here. So alright, let's start with the decoder actually. So the decoder, it's pretty simple. You just put input whatever row and column you want. So it's gonna get this one and that line. It's a decoder. If you know what a decoder is, you'll be alright. You know how this works. So I get my line here, and wherever it's activated, right, wherever I'm getting my input, I can either decide to activate this, which is the save line, or I can activate this block. It's like two different activations, because one, I'll put on this one. I place a block there, and that redstone torch will activate it when it's on, of course, but I don't want to activate it yet. Or I place it here, and it'll activate that command block, and it's the same thing down here, and almost mirrored. This is the save line, and this is the read line. For the rows, so fill row at the read ands, so it fills the row it needs at the AND gates right here, and that's 16. There's 16 rows, 16 command blocks, and same thing. It all basically works like that. So this fills the rows for the saves, so it just fills the row, whatever row it needs. 16 commands, 16 rows, and same for the columns. Anyway, you get the point. It's pretty simple. So with that in mind, these command blocks over here, all this basically does is it fills the row line. So alright, so this is for the read function. So it's gonna fill this whole, like where my head is kind of going, it's going to fill all of that line. And like, yeah, like I said, where my head's kind of going, it's going to fill it all with white concrete, which is, it's going to activate. But only one is going to activate, of course, because there's only one torch on at a time. Unless you are, I don't even know, if you're going too quickly with this thing, then yeah, you might, it's going to mess up. It reads and writes within 3 ticks, so keep that in mind. It's not like instant. It can't be. It's not going to be instant, but it is still pretty quick, nonetheless. But anyways, yeah, only one is going to activate, even though it fills all those blocks. And it does the same thing for the save, except it's just filling the different lines, basically, just activating different things. That's what these command blocks are doing. And then after everything it does, it always executes the clear ands, which is this thing. Technically, this this is like a micro instruction only for the RAM. Only the RAM would ever have to activate this. You would never have to activate this like manually or like within an instruction, whereas like clear cell, you would activate that in like an instruction. Or you get my point. Like you would use this as a micro instruction to activate within an instruction. Anyway, you get my point. It's the saves and the read. Like you're gonna activate those. And clear all RAM, you might activate that in an instruction. Maybe I have it there just in case, because I mean it's 256 bytes worth of RAM. So I don't want to manually go through and clear each one, because if it's 3 ticks per thing, roughly, if not a little bit more than that, like 3.2 ticks or some shit, I don't know, you get my point. But if it's 3 ticks per thing and it's 256, I mean that's 768 ticks, which that's like, I don't know, 76 seconds, so it's like a minute and some change. Right? Am I doing that math right? It's 10 ticks per, or is it 20 ticks per real life second? Hold on, I gotta Google this. How many Minecraft ticks are in a second? It's 20. Okay, so wow, that's actually, so it'd be 768 ticks per like clear. Divided by 20, so that'd be 40 seconds. So it would take 40 seconds to fill up this RAM or clear the whole RAM. Theoretically, 40 seconds. If you were to save individually, that is. Now, there's other ways you could bypass that. Like technically, you could, if you had like, if you had something like I'm doing right here, if you had a ROM of instructions like this, and then you just cloned one command from here into the RAM, like right here, you just cloned it right here, or some shit, you could fill up all the RAM. That's another cool thing about this RAM, is you can just go through and fill in the blocks like insanely easy. So if I was like, oh, I don't feel like, going through the process of actually inputting, well, okay, I could input 1, right? It's already set to 0, 0, and I can click save. Oh. Fuck. There we go. I can click save, and it's going to save it to the first slot. But if I didn't want to do that, I could just come over here and input it, So if I want to input a specific thing at, for instance, this one. So if I want to input, like, 5, I can just input 5 like that. Or if I wanted to, add more bits. Just have to make sure these redstone blocks are placed in the right spots, but I mean, you can just fill it in like that, and now this is saved to this RAM slot. Like this is the saved state in a sense, which is kind of nice because it's very compact. Now, technically, you could get this even more compact by placing the blocks right next to one another. So it would just be a 16 by 16 by 8 cube in a sense, or it's not a cube, but cube. But the reason I didn't do that was so like, all right, if I wanna shove these bytes into a adder, like an 8-bit adder, I mean, it's going to be a lot harder to separate those blocks from one another to make them one block apart. So I was like, let me just go ahead and make them one block apart, and that's how it saves. So that's why I did it that way. I thought about pretty much everything on this. Like, I put a lot of thought into this to make it just simple. But yeah, it's pretty neat. So that's kind of all I have to say. It does work. I'm not like capping or some shit. Like, I can, all right, for instance, if I want to save to, let's just save to 4.4. Just make it simple. And then, you know what, I want to save the same thing to like that one. Can't even do that math in my head right now. It's going to save to that one, right? So I saved it to 4.4 first. I saved the input. So column 4, so saved there. And I kept the 4 on top, so it's going to be the same column, just different row, and that's going to be row, what is that, 11. So see, column 4, row 10, column 4, we're on row 11 now. I just don't have it like specifically labeled, but I mean, this is row 11. I have it labeled here. Anyway, you get the point. I mean, it's, yeah, anyway. What else? I don't know what else to say about this thing. Like, that's basically it. Without going into like specific detail about why I did, you know, that, like, or like without going into specific detail showing you the commands of what they're doing. Like this is a decoder. I mean, I could tell you why this command block is there, but this is why. That's why that command block is there. And these next two, this is why that's there. So like, oh, this one's not working because it's on. But anyway, I mean, that's why these, you know, like, I can go into more detail, but y'all get the basic idea. Well, I can explain this real quick. This is so these are the write, these are the write command blocks, and these are the read command blocks. So these are two separate sets of AND gates. I don't know if I explained that. Did I explain that? I don't remember. I don't remember if I explained that a minute ago or not. But if I didn't, basically it just puts a block there, and you put a block there, and that's the AND gate. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, that's the AND gate. So, yeah. Again, I don't know if I said this a minute ago or not, but to clarify, so these are the write, the read. So what this specifically does is it takes the input from there and it clones it to the relative register, whereas the write clones the relative register to the output right here. So they kind of do opposite from one another. Like almost exactly opposite from one another. Like in the commands. But anyway, so I can clear each individual cell, which this is kind of cool because it, all this basically does is it clears the input, and then it saves the input of 0 because it clears the input first, but it clears the input and it saves the 0 to whatever register you have selected. So that's all the clear does. Anyway, it's kind of funny, but that's kind of how it works in like real computers too. So some anyway. I don't know about all, but some. Yeah, alright, so this is the clear ANDs. So these AND gates, that's how the inputs get cleared, is from this, you basically just activate that and it clears everything. Yeah, clear all RAM. So if this thing's completely filled up, I mean, you can clear it all at once, which is nice. I don't know if I said that or not, but anyway, that's basically it. I can just show like that I don't know, save something, right? So we can save that there. So now if we wanted to read that, we would just activate this and it would clone that to there. So now we can, like, if we want to go to register, well, column 1, row 0. Actually, let's change this input just to, I don't know, something. Save that there. We can go to the next one. Again, change the input. I don't know, man. I'm just guessing. Clone that there. I mean, it's, you know. So I saved to 1, 2, or 0, 1, 2, column 0, column 1, column 2, all in row 0, of course. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. So I'm actually going to, I had this thing, where, okay, we're gonna just fucking do it. I've done this like 3 times already, but we're gonna keep making it because I want to. So we're cloning this to 2 in front. It has to go 1 up, and then like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, no. Let me do slash. No. We're gonna just fuck that. We're gonna do that. All right, and then wait 3 ticks, because it takes 3 ticks. Trust me when I say it takes 3 ticks between each save. Just take my word on that. I've tried everything to get it down to 2 ticks, but I don't know. Maybe the only thing you can change to get it down to 2 ticks at this point is like a pretty significant portion of the like everything basically. Well, I could maybe change these to redstone to make it a little bit faster, but it works as is. So, and sometimes, so comparators prevent 1 tick pulses into this, because 1 tick pulses break these decoders, like how this is set up. So that's why I have that. Anyway, so we want to slash so let's do a save first. So we want to setblock. Oh, wait. Let me just copy that. I'm gonna put that into a command block right here. Alright, and then we have another command block to basically start the next one. So basically what this is going to do is when I place a redstone block right here, it's going to clone this line where my head just went to the input, and then this one just deletes the redstone block from right there, but then it's going to save it. So it's going to click save right there. So whatever's at my input is going to get saved to the register. And then this one, I'm going to have it start the next one. So it just needs to go back 1, 2, 3 into the X. So slash setblock. So we need to go 3 into the X, and then it's 2 into the Z. And then redstone block. Oh wait, I don't need to copy that. Okay. Trust. Just trust. Slash. All right. So, reason I typed it the way I did is I don't have to edit any of these command blocks. They're all gonna work as they need to. So that's a cool thing about this is it makes it really easy to bust things around, because like this doesn't need to change. This relative command it can be a relative command, but this hard command, this is temporary, so that's why I made it a hard command. All this is basically going to do is it's going to, here, I'll put an input and you'll see what it's about to do. Actually, and then there we go. All right, now we're good. I think anyway, let's just try it. Let's go through and save at each column. So now if I want to change my input, for example, to, I don't know, just that. Or actually, that. There we go. Sure. I don't know. We'll go to row 1. Or you don't have to activate that there. You could also do it there. So we're going to row 1. So it's going to save to the next row, and it's going to save that. Same thing. It's going to just go through, save each one. And that's it. That's the row. And I mean, it's just cloning that from here to there. Anyway, so now if we want to go to the next row, I don't know, change this input to whatever, if you want, I don't know, that, sure. We'll start this again, so you can see it running through each column in that top decoder. And that was the last one, and it saved to the, second row, well, third row, but second. You get the point. Anyway, and as you can see, it just clones it directly, like forward, and then whatever height it needs to be, basically. Well, that's not exactly how it works, but that's the idea. So if we want to go to the next column, go to the third. I don't know. Again, we can change our input. There we got something big. There, you can see it going through all the saves. And it's saving, then clearing, save, clear, save, clear, save, clear, save, clear, save, clear. And the clear just clears the ands right here. So it's like save, clear, save, clear, save, clear, save, clear. All over here, basically. Like, in a sense, that's not exact, like, it goes to the decoders first, and then it goes to the decoders to the AND gates, and then from the AND gates to like wherever it needs to go. Yeah, that, sure. Go to our next row. So I'll actually try to fly over here so you can see it going through all of the. So yeah, anyway, that's how that, like, what that looks like. Of course, it saved that input just over and over again. Sure, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just there. We'll go to our next line. Save. So I'm doing a really bad job of like row to row, but theoretically you could just continue at this exact same pace, and every time it gets to the last column, it just adds 1 to the row and just keeps going with the same cycle I made right here. Like maybe this last one starts over the cycle. Or you know what, actually? Hold on, give me 1 second. Hold on, let me clear it all. Oh, so nice. Anyway, alright, let's get our input set up. I'll just do like this. Give me a second to think about this. Yeah. This is going to be temporary as well, so just trust. I actually don't need this first one here. I'm going to delete it, but I'm just going to use it for now too. Alright, so I need to, well, I really just need to copy this command, except for that last coordinate. Oh. Because that last coordinate needs to go here. So that's all I need. So let me actually clone this. We need it right there. Alright, so now we can clone this to here. Oh, no, sorry. To there. And then bam. Actually, hold on, give me 1 second. This is not right. Let me clone the next one. Let's do that. So this will actually clone the next one. So we need to add 2 here. but I don't actually need one on this last one. Okay, that should be good. And then slash fill this all the way down here. So if any of these activate, it's gonna just clear that, like clear the input of it. So it turns it into a button basically. Oh, what? Do it. I gotta do it there. That should be good. I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, sure. Let's just fucking try it. I don't know. This first thing should go fine. Hey, check that out. It works. Nice. That's hilarious. So this is how fast it would take to fill it up one by one, of course. You could do it other ways, but using the functions it has now, one by one. This is its theoretical write speed. Now, if this input is changing per individual one, it might be a tiny bit slower if that input has to change. But technically, that input could change in between each save. So, I mean, there's 3 ticks to play around with that. So, I'm just assuming that you could figure that out if you had to. And I'm going to figure that out. I assume I can. I just haven't done it yet. I haven't tried it with changing that input to like something different every time. Wow, this actually works really well. And so it should finish in a second. Uh-oh. Oh, there's no stop to it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Oops. I forgot this was going to go on a loop forever. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, y'all got the idea. That was it's pretty simple to like do something like that, as you guys saw. I think this was pretty easy to make up for filling this thing in like one by one. Now, if you wanted, like I said, if you were gonna change the input per save, this would be a little bit more complicated, but I mean, you get the idea. This is pretty simple to like do something like this. If you know what you're doing, like you can't just jump right in. Now look, someone who just learned about logic gates isn't going to be able to jump in and fucking make something like this, but I mean, It's not impossible either, but anyway. Alright. I mean, that's pretty much it. I don't think I need to show any more or talk about anything more. I think you guys get the idea. Let me know what you think. Yeah, that's basically it. I don't know.